What up, fam? Good to be back. It's Monday. There we go. William Hong. What's up, brother? Starting it out strong. Keep subscribing. Might as well start there. Smash the likes, share the stream, put a message in the live chat, help engage with the live, because the more you do, the more YouTube shows this to new people, and that's how we grow. So today is Monday. After quite a bullish week, maybe even 2 weeks, a little bit of red, maybe surprising some. If there's any newer retail out there, anybody maybe joining the space in the last year, wouldn't be surprised if you're feeling a little uncomfortable, maybe a little scared, maybe a little spooked. Well, I'm here, baby. We're always here. I'm here to tell you, probably no reason to be spooked. I'm not, at least at this point. To be honest, with last week's close, kind of expected this red. Realistically, that is such a strong candle. I'm about to get into this. Such a strong green close. In fact, let's just get into it. Let's zoom in now. Up 10%. And for Bitcoin, that seems like such a low bar, 10% in a week. What happened to the old corn? It's going to come back, don't worry. But closing after just so many weeks of small changes, low volatility, closing up here on Sunday at, geez, what do you even close at? 69, above 69,000. Really not surprising to me to see Monday open red. Now, Monday may continue to be red. It may close red. But I don't think this rally is over. And in this video, in this live stream in front of you all, we are going to look at where we might find a bounce for Bitcoin. We're going to look at some new targets. We're going to look at some of the classics that are just looming below us. The goal here today, though, is to take a breath, relax. If you're feeling panic, you're feeling fear, it's understandable. You're not alone. We've all been there. I miss it. I don't feel crap anymore when this goes up or down, but it's going to be okay. And we're going to try to prove that to you through the chart. So we're going to take out our bias. We're going to take out, I don't know, fear, greed, and we're just going to look at what the chart is telling us. So I want to thank every single one of you for being here. I know it is not that spicy, and hopefully I'll be able to deliver some spice to you. I see some really good names. What's up, Muff Chop Pickle? A lot of new people. Slow and steady wins the race. Amen, my friend. You know, we get wrapped up on this channel in trading because realistically, we've been live for 5 years, and over those 5 years, almost 6, there is a lot of time where nothing is really happening. If you zoom out on the chart, you'll notice that Bitcoin tends to make these big expansive moves to the upside and downside, and in between doesn't really do anything. For example, from 16 into 17, huge explosive rallies, and then 17, 18, 19, 20, 20, really just sideways price action. So we spend a lot of time with honestly not much to talk about. And in that time, we tend to use trading as a tool to kind of get our minds off of it, to alleviate some of that mental stress and burden, and just pass the time, enjoy the charts together. But at the end of the day, I want to throw this in more in the streams. The best strategy that I've ever seen in this space work is the long-term view. The DCA. I know it's boring. It's not sexy. Good, successful investing and trading is not sexy. It's very boring. In fact, the more boring it is, maybe the more successful it is. I bet you could do a study on that. I bet there'd be some good correlation. Main point, long-term view. We may not get the moves we want in the short term, but when you zoom out and you see the potential in this space, you'll eventually come to the conclusion that we all do. It's either you come to this conclusion or you end up getting wrecked and you get out of the space, but that if you have patience and some self-discipline, some emotional control, I know that neither of those things are very common, you end up doing really, really well. So hopefully those thoughts stick with us today. Let's look at this chart. What's up, Pickle? Smashing them emojis. You know what, boys? What's up, dude? What's up, Bcash? I looked at Bcash last episode. Where were you, bro? If you could do me a favor, could you click these placebo buttons for me? Could you go ahead, make sure you've liked and subscribed? You know, the good deals. And I'm going to get through my spiel here because we got some good stuff to look at. So I have done a little homework, but a little bit on this chart already, but we'll do as we do, and we'll top down analyze this chart and find where we should be looking for this week. The obvious new target is going to be the weekly open, and that is now at 69,000. Little gentle reminder here. This is actually the third highest weekly close, well, certainly this year. Is it of all time? Of all time. Put that into perspective. You have a little bit of red today. We are down, again, perspective, 2.25% today. If you're feeling anxious, maybe consider 2% down. That is maybe a 5-minute move on Bitcoin when it wants to move, right? This is the third highest weekly close in history. And those words actually sit uncomfortably with me because I remember in 2019, the second highest close in Bitcoin history, and then we dumped. But unrelated. Got a little anxiety saying that. Third highest close in Bitcoin history. We're up at 69,000. That's going to obviously be the target to beat this week for continuation. A good number. A great number even. A great number. Let's just throw this up here. We have a new downside target that makes a lot of sense to look at. 65.6. This is our previous weekly resistance. We hit a higher low. We continued higher. If we do see, and I'm not convinced we do, but if we do see Bitcoin continue to sell off today into Tuesday, Wednesday, 65.6, probably not a bad area to look at. If we go back to the previous weekly candle, we will find a nice little support zone from earlier in October. And that number around 62.9, 63K, pretty much good enough. This would be what I will say is like the lowest I want to see this go, right? I don't want to see any of this taken out. We could see liquidity swept there, but I'd like to see a wick. Something tells me, though, that we're not going to make it all the way down to the 63. We'll find out. Our weekly close with a very powerful signal here using our Ichimoku cloud, an ancient traditional finance indicator. We have a beautiful close. We were looking at this on Friday. We were looking at this probably even earlier than that. But on the week here, this does not happen often. I'm going to start it out with the spice. On the week, we have a beautiful yellow arrow. This arrow above our green cloud, as we can see below price, indicates a bullish crossover, a powerful bullish crossover. We had a conflicting or other side signal in August when we hit our low. Now with this weekly close, we have the cross up. If we want to say, well, what does that mean? You'll notice there aren't any more yellow arrows here all the way back to 2024. I know that's behind me. This is the first up crossing, the up cross on the Ichimoku Cloud Weekly all year. And if we want to find the last one, we have to go back to a very similar time to right now, and that would be October of last year. The timing, it almost feels like a meme. It feels like a meme. It's like exactly 1 year. It's wild. Oh, I'm not going to get stuck on that because I could. Last time we got this cross, you'll notice we had that similar down cross right before into the cross up, and that took price after a strong close on the 23rd of October from 30,000 all the way into this year, all the way into a new all-time high. That is roughly 100-something%. We did the math on Friday. It's fun to do, but not really meaningful or tradable, I don't think. If the same thing were to happen here, that would set our sights at 100,000 and honestly well beyond. There's no way or no reason to say that is what's going to happen other than we have the same signal, but it is, no matter how you cut it, even if it isn't a repeat of last year, a bullish sign. What this means is that our highs are coming up over the last, I think it's 24 periods or 36 periods, a long time frame. Our lows are coming up, and Ichimoku Cloud is telling us that this uptrend is not just continuing, but it may be gathering strength. And I absolutely like that. That makes me very happy. Let's get rid of the Ichimoku. We'll go to our daily MAs because they've got spice for us. I made a new chart just to make it clean, and it's a little wonky. There we go. Before we move on, that 63K level that I said, I don't really think we're going to come down and test without moving to higher highs, meaning breaking last week's high, potentially breaking our range high. I'd probably set my sights like 71.2. Talked about that for a long time as overhead resistance. We also noticed that 63,000 is the middle of our weekly Bollinger Band. This is where we found support and moved higher. If we do come down here, I'm going to feel a little bit less comfortable in this rally continuing, at least in the short term, let's say into the end of the year. But we can see that there's many layers of confluence, many different things in our chart pointing to roughly the same area. And that is what you call confluence. On the week, our RSI has been coming up. It's still problematic. We've been looking at this for a while. RSI hitting that higher high with price, but really not moving. I'm not sure what's going on here. Maybe the contraction of volatility over the last 7 months has really got our oscillators kind of tied up, kind of frozen in the middle. I would have expected to see this move higher. It has not. It is above 50. That is a decent enough sign. I would feel less comfortable if we were under 50, but I'm keeping a close eye on this because it's kind of weird. Kind of weird. On the week though, money flow moving up, looking very healthy with momentum in VWAP. That's pretty much everything I wanted to see on the week. That's really it. Let's go down to the day. Welcome everybody, by the way. Make sure you guys are still smashing them likes, engaging, saying hello in the chat. Right after we do our top-down analysis, I'm going to engage with you guys, see what you're looking at. I have a few charts that are moving today that I've pulled up that we're going to go over after Bitcoin. That is Atom, Jupe, Sol, whatever else you guys want to see. So let's zoom in here and get this over with so we can get the chatty part. Chatty part's the good part. On the day, we'll notice that bearish divergence not there. Price hitting a higher high with RSI. And so doesn't really, I'll say, reflect negatively on that weekly time frame. On the day, though, we are seeing our momentum start to roll over. Money flow has been coming down. I still view this as a solid uptrend with higher highs and higher lows. But we may, if we get a close down here today, we're probably going to see maybe Tuesday or Wednesday a little bit of continuation on this red. And as we zoom down to the day, I added a bunch more stuff. So I said the bounce is here in the title. I know we're getting more clickbaity, but it's not deceptively because this is where I think we are going to get a bounce. I think intraday. So I think even today we see a little bit more upside. Tuesday may continue the sell-off, as I said, but I think we get at least an intraday bounce here. And that's pretty much just described by these two things. One, using our candle bodies. I found that I'm starting to like candle body trends more than wicks. Took me 8 years of trading. Finally coming around. We can see that our highs, if we connect from August into September, roughly give us this high trend here. And I like it because this high trend acting as resistance, now potentially acting as support. Not enough to go on alone, but something to start to build a thesis on. We may find support on this diagonal trend. Another piece of Confluence is you'll notice is I put this fib already on the chart, and you will find today's low interacting with a very specific retracement level. That's the 236. This is known as like a shallow retracement, meaning the market has made a move up, it has pulled back, but it has a, let's say, a weak pullback. It isn't a strong selling event yet. In fact, at the low of today, and it looks like it might be on the dot, 66.864, 66.840. Wow, within $4 at that 236 retracement. When markets do this and then bounce and then break their high, we have a very strong bullish setup. This isn't necessarily what's happening, but we're going over like a possibility here. This shallow retracement shows that bulls not only in control, but commanding price, not allowing pullbacks to make any significant, let's say, put a dent or significant dent in that momentum. These two things right here are enough for me to look, at least as we go down. I have not done low time frames, but I'll look for more confluence at this level for a bounce. I like it. I like it a lot. I like the wick we already have. And as we are on the day here, we'll notice we actually have two bullish fair value gaps or order blocks right here. That order block, at least the lowest one from the 17th of October, roughly where we are in price right now. I think that this would give us a decent target of 67.6 to close today. That would still be a bearish engulfing candle. Don't be fooled. That wouldn't be the most bullish thing ever. That would take all the way up to 68.3. But it's a start. It's a start, and it's showing that liquidity is there, buyers are there, and bulls are looking to defend this level. That's kind of where my brain's at on that. But the title and thumbnail actually refer somewhere else. And we're going to take a look at that right now. They refer to a different target. It said the bounce is here. There's no guarantee we will get here. But if you're feeling spooky and you're looking for a place that you might feel more comfortable to look for an entry or whatever, DCA, put it in spot, whatever it is, buy back, maybe a short at 69. I'm still looking right here. It's the same price that we've talked about for a week, something like that, from mid-October. no, even farther back, early October, finding resistance right there, 60 to 8, selling into the lower low, coming back up to our 200-day, painting that order block, that fair value gap, continuing to the upside, targeting right back there, 63.3. This is where, if this continues, the sell-off, I have very strong confidence in a long position. I myself likely am going to take one. And the reason being is we've talked about the 200 as resistance, and it acted as it. Did not disappoint for, 70 days. We rejected from the 200. Once we broke through, we said, looking back at that 200, we may, in a perfect world, find support on a back test. That would be, that'd be enough maybe, just to even look for it. But there's so much more here. The position of these closes, this order block right above previous resistance, very strong price action there. We can see here our 150 daily moving averages are actually behaving very strangely. Oh wait, no, they're not. I was having a little like color dyslexia. I thought the 100 was coming up faster than the 50. The 50 is looking to cross bullishly with the 100, and why that's not a golden cross, though we could call it one, it is a bullish cross, and it does imply that price or these moving averages are looking to fully perform that golden cross up at that 63.3 level. We kind of projected this out in the last stream. It gave us roughly the end of October, timing wise, though that is subject to change. Let me see how this looks now. Boom. Roughly the end of October, we're going to be looking for that golden cross. Yep, still about the same time, even though these have changed actually since the last look. Roughly the end of October, and the price it will be at, 63.3. This is it. While we can absolutely trade lower, as I've said, and still be in an uptrend, this is where I'm going to look. If we trade below here, close below here, we don't see buyers come in, I'm going to be a little bit more skeptical about how the next few weeks and months go. Going to be a wee bit more skeptical. This is where, to answer the title and thumbnail, the bounce is here. If we continue selling off, which I'm still not convinced of, 63.3, that's where I'm going to look to open a position. I may look, if I have any shorts open, which I don't think I do anymore, I may look to close them. That's going to be a strong level. On top of just everything we've already talked about. The cross, the golden cross coming. Price potentially looking to test that golden cross as support. Our fair value gap, our previous resistance, consolidation, breakout, on top of all these things we've already talked about. There is even more confluence. If you take your low to your high, you will find our 618 or our golden Fibonacci retracement level directly on top of it. There's almost no other number I could even pretend to name on this chart that has so much confluence, so many different factors, so many different signals pointing at the same level. So hopefully that is a good, hopefully that's a good kind of rundown on this, right? From our high close, 63.3, 63.2 is only an 8% downside. It's nothing. It's peanuts. We used to see, God, we used to see like 40, 50% drawdowns. Seems like they're getting smaller and smaller. 8 total percent. I guarantee if this does happen over this week, especially if it happens in this week, meaning over the next 4 days, very quickly, if we continue to see this sell off, if price does reach down to 63.3, I think this is where we see almost every influencer person start yelling about, I don't know, sub 50, going back to 30, going back to 15, where we see everyone get bearish again. I think that this is the ultimate level to be looking at. And now that I'm pretty much done with this kind of intro, I want to know what you guys think. I want to know if there's a more important level. Are you looking at something that maybe I missed? This is a journey together. I learn every day from you guys. Hopefully you guys learn from me sometimes. But your opinions and your kind of sentiment, your analysis, it matters. And it's important. So I do want you to share with me. Was I going to do anything else? I'm going to pull up the chat. But before, give me 1 sec. Before I pull up the chat, I do want to share with you guys some cool news. Just because I have a second. Some cool news. I'm going to be attending this. I just realized this color scheme is a little rough to look at. The Crypto Content Creator Campus, or CCCC.buzz is the webpage. 4Cs.buzz. In Dubai next month, November 8th to 10th. Pretty stoked about that. Just had the conversation today. There's going to be some really great speakers. Randy Zuckerberg, Zach King, Paul Krugman, Nick Tran, lots of kind of some non-crypto people, but content people, and then even big content people. I'm pretty stoked about meeting some of these. You'll find my name down here somewhere. They just added me. Names I'm really excited to see. One, I'd like to meeting Coin Bureau. Never met Guy. That'd be cool. Trading Lab. Here it is. This is the one I really am interested in meeting. Trading Lab makes videos similar to our trading course videos, and they're incredibly good. They're inspiration for me. I wasn't aware that they were at all into crypto. Maybe they're not. I don't know. They're there anyway. I'm stoked about that. Eric Crown, stoked to see Eric Crown in real life. Haven't met him yet. I'm sure there are others, but you'll find me on there. I'll be in Dubai. If you guys are in Dubai or I don't know, in the area, you want to go check it out. It's going to be a good time. And I guess I should ask you, is there anything I should know before I go to Dubai? Am I going to get arrested for like wearing sunglasses inside, or I don't know? Sidestepped Carl the Moon. I didn't say. No comment. No comment. All right. Pulling up the chart here. I've already met George. So, I mean, I'm always, be cool to see George again. But I'm talking about people I've never met. It's because it's like we have almost, a lot of you guys might not know this. We kind of have like US influencers and everybody kind of knows each other. And then we have, I'll call it like EU influencers, even though they're not. It's like just kind of outside of the US influencers on the other side of the globe. And there's not a lot of crossover simply because we're how many miles away, right? Like 12, 20-hour plane ride. So a lot of the people over there I've met, I'm pretty stoked. Pretty stoked about that. No vape. No, I just made that. It's because Singapore, that's why I didn't go. It's because you can't vape. And I was like, I'm not going to start smoking cigarettes again after like 10 years because I'm going to Singapore. But yeah. Don't hold your wife's hand. Good. I don't have a wife. Not a problem. How about Carl Ruin? Crown, how's my Litecoin going? It's just right where it was, man. Right where it is, 71. Litecoin, man, I think it's looking good. I like it. Looking better than it has. Our trade, we did nail the top at 75 for this long. Actually, Litecoin looks really good. We will look at Litecoin. I didn't plan to, but we will now. Good idea. I don't need to be influenced much. All right, so Chatteroon, who's here today? If you are here, I need you to put a message in the live chat right now, because I want to shout you out. I want to see who's here, and I want to see what you're thinking. I'm going to give you like 30 seconds. Put something in there. Say hello. Say, I don't know, what you think we're going down? You think you're going up? Where's your targets? What charts are you looking at? Put it in there. There you are, Alexander G. Good to see you, darling. I see Ahmed El Said. Black Cat Cometh. What's up, brother? Brendan, Brian 𝐂𝐴𝐵𝐵𝐿. You were here from the start. Salute to you. Cat Sylvie. How you doing, Cat? Derek Merrill Mamang, my #1 Facebook page fan. Ebba Mark, Crypto Independent. What's up, bro? Dreadnoughts, Ebba Mark, Ilko Van Der Wall. Foxy Thorny, how are you, my friend? GMs. Gringeo, Imad Akhar, Eno Ceramis, J Smith, JC, Jesse Walker, Johnny B, Justin Maurice, Kevin Knight, King Peasant, what's up, bruh? Larry Crane, Little Fox, I see you, Little Fox, Lith P, Mark Dutch, Matt Winans, Matthew Schmeedy, first one here in the stream, still here, what a Chad. Memes, Michali Flavian, I've seen you a few times, good to see you back. Mike Bennett, my man, Mr. 100, Mr. Days, are you guys the same person? I feel like you're always, if one of you is here, the other one's here, but but I never see one of you just here. Every time I read them in alphabetical order. If you guys wonder how I do this, I just go to participants. I'm pretty sure you can do this too. Let's go to participants. I just read them in alphabetical order. That's how I like figure it out. Where was I? Mr. Nate Dog, Nathan Riddit, No One, Nostalgic, Oh No Y2K, One with Nature, Paper Planes. What's up, man? Patrick Power, Peter Gideon, Randy Greer, Recto G Show. What's up, man? Ricardo, Rich Vivi, Rising Sun. We got a lot of names. Shasha Kenga, Kashyap. Probably butchered that, but welcome. Stefan Marcel, Storming the Castle, Stymie, Sunchips, The Osborns. I had a teacher who was an Osborne. Good British name. Pickle My Mang. How you doing, Pickle? Tillin, Tim Boat, Tonzi, Norman, TTN, Massimo, Tyler, X77X, Dodge X. And who else did I miss? What's up, Brian? What's good, my dude? What's good? Halloween's a coming, spooky season coming up fast. Hold on to your hats, man. When is like Halloween? The 26th? It's like 5 days away. You got a teacher that smelled like soup. I agree. I feel like old people smell like soup. I don't know why. Like chicken noodle soup. But not in a good way, but also not in like a rancid way. DOGE is coming back up. DOGE has been doing very well. I probably look at it. Probably end up looking at it. I'm not gonna lie. Sol BTC Bad Baptist. Yeah, we're gonna look at Sol. I got Adam Sol Jupe pulled up, and then actually like a few maybe a little like bonus charts here, little bonusy stuff. Did anything change on the biggest movers? I guess I can pull that up. Still looking on my phone. Pull that up. Hey, YouTube guy, do I think the top is in? Robert W. Depends on what you mean by the top. Top for the cycle? No. Top for this week? I mean, that's possible. But I don't know. And nobody knows the future. Am I already 40 or am I 30? I'm not 40 for a while. Hopefully. Can I check your Discord DM once? Not while I'm live, my friend. Thoughts on Milady asks for Tyler. Siamese twins. HD, what's up, brother? Alec hitting the Puffco peak. Okay, go. Okay, go is a great band. Alexandra forced you to hit the like button. Well, she's a smart lady. Listen to Alexandra. Listen to Alexandra. Guys, watch JC. Watch the Money Electric HBO documentary. I don't know, mind blowing. I've said that I think it is probably the best Bitcoin documentary because I think it does a really good job of introing the concept and the ideas and the ideology behind Bitcoin. But their conclusions are gibberish. I mean, in my opinion, their conclusions are gibberish. They didn't even like talk about like Hal Finney at all. They didn't even talk about like Nick Szabo. They didn't talk about like the normal suspects, right? The people who I think are the highest probability of being Satoshi. But it is a good watch. I think it's a good thing. It's a good material to use to when someone's like, hey, what's Bitcoin about? We have a hard time describing it. I think that's a good thing to be like, hey, watch that. It's on HBO. Like, it's not like they're like Googling it, looking on some, random video platform, watching like a sketchy show. Like, it's by HBO. It has research. It's at least thought out. I think it's a good tool in that sense. 66.8 bounced to all-time high. 66.8 or 66.8 to bounce to all-time high. So the low's in, according to you, to all-time high. Opium. I like that idea. You should check it out. I just put it on in the background, and I found myself watching it more than I thought. I was like, I'll just have this on. Ended up being like, all right, it's not bad. You just feel like Charlie Day when you talk. I know, dude. When you talk about Bitcoin to people who aren't Bitcoiners or crypto people, you are Charlie Day from It's Always Sunny. You're like, and where's the mail? Where's the mail? What's the guy's name? He's like, but where's Jack? There's no one named Jack. And then Dennis is like, Charlie, there's a guy named Jack who's been asking for his mail for weeks, man. You sound like a nut. It's okay. Todd Crown. Who's that? Probably a handsome fellow. Thank you for reminding about the Bitcoin doc. Absolutely. Something to make your wife fall asleep to? Yeah, buddy. Yeah, exactly. Sun chips with the 5. Boba is setting up. Mind taking a look at it? It's certainly not first, Mr. Sun Chips. Have I ever looked at it? I've looked at it. But we'll put it on the queue. We'll put it on the queue. There we go. We got Boba for Sun Chips. Appreciate your super chats, my friend. Thank you for supporting the stream. If you want to support the stream, guy out there, whoever you are, super chats are not, they're not bad. YouTube takes a huge cut of super chats, so does Apple Pay. The best way that doesn't cost you anything is just sign up with any of the links in the video description below. They support the channel. Typically, they're not going to cost you anything extra. And I appreciate it. I appreciate it. You remember when dirt was invented, Mr. Meaner? That is, what was that like? What's that like? Hope everyone's well. What's up, Bullish Mike? God loves Bitcoin? Probably. As a bonus, could we do whiff? Perhaps. We're about to get into the alts if you're just joining us. Ryan Birchfield Music. Can you do over 10x with a 50% Bitcoin portfolio? Sure. Why not? I don't see any reason why not. I don't see why that's limiting. Render, possibly. I see Polmatic. Suey. Smells like soup equals sus. I don't know what it is. Why do really, I'm sorry, old people out there listening, you don't smell like soup, but why do old people smell like soup? Like when you go to a retirement home, it smells like chicken noodle soup. Maybe because they're eating it. I don't know. Best Bitcoin analyst. Fat Ape, GRT, Matic, Cat with Hat, Yard Working Crown. Kathy. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I like to be on in the background. You're always welcome to just have me on in the background, kind of just rambling away, calming your nerves. Appreciate it. Boba. I know I've heard of them all. It is gross. What do you think about DIA? Peter Gideon. I have not thought about that in a long time. Is DIA a stable coin? Wow. Has it really been that long that I forget what it is? Oh, no, it's not a stable coin. What is it? DAI is a stable coin. There's too many damn tickers. There's too many tickers, guys. It's getting ridiculous. Too many tickers. What's up, French Toaster? Ace of Hearts, your bag, brother. What else are you going to eat? True, if you don't have teeth, what else are you going to eat? Soup. Do the soup. What's up, Benjamin Cohen? So, looking at our analysis here, let me just interrupt myself quick. Looking at our analysis that we just went over, we have that one more target, one more price that I did not put on the chart, and that is the bearish engulfing line for today. It's going to be at 68,377. I'm going to take the price label off. We're just going to keep this here to remind us that this is where the daily rejects a bearish engulf. Price, since the live started, has retreated back up a little bit, perhaps interacting with this fair value gap with our order block right here. What's also kind of interesting is that daily line. I just noticed this. That daily bearish engulf line also exactly the higher up order block right there. I was kind of looking for this to bounce when I was thinking last night when it closed green on the week. I was like, we're going to have red. There's like very, very limited times where I think Bitcoin will close a candle that bullish and then not immediately have a sell-off as that week rolls over. Basically just like flushing out late longs, baiting in shorts, etc. The time where it does happen is when we are in full parabolic blow off top mode. You'll get really strong bullish closes and you'll just keep ripping. And then eventually the whole house of cards falls down, right? We've gone through that before. So this is not surprising, but when I was thinking about it, I was looking at this order block. I didn't open a position. I didn't take any action, but I was looking at this order block and thinking that would be not a bad shakeout, right? Just trade below 68.4, bounce back up, wick, kind of mirror the price action that we have been seeing on the month. Good little thing to check out. Feeling worried, take a look at that monthly time frame. We didn't look at it earlier. We're not going to go in depth, but every single monthly candle coming back, testing that previous candle open, and with no exception this month, we nailed the bottom this month. Fingers crossed that that's the bottom of this month. But we nailed it at 59,000. Tweeted about it October 1st. To see 59K this month would be par for the course. Just back to the previous month open. So that's kind of what I was looking at or expecting for the red. But maybe that wasn't enough of a shakeout, right? If we can close above 68.3 today, I think we just full send it Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Get a very bullish week. I didn't actually zoom into any lower time frames. Let's kind of just look at these briefly. 12 hour, nice wick going on here for today's candle. Working on loading up a nice wick here on the low. Definitely going to run into some of that liquidity, some of that resistance above us. Let's look at the 8 hour. I haven't looked at the 8 in a bit. 8 hour closed an hour before the live stream. We have not painted a lower low. Yes, this looks like a weak retracement candle to me in this 8 hour. That actually looks pretty nice. Got some bull div forming, I think, on some lows here. Got money flow up, VWAP starting to tap out maybe. All right. Okay. 6 hour. 11 minutes till the 6 hour closes. Interesting how there's like a different story here, or similar but a different spot story. When you look at the 6 hour, you have an order block almost exactly overlapping, not overlapping, like at the boundary of the previous one. We see that right here. That's weird. That is weird. Didn't even like put up a little bit of support there. Didn't even put up a battle. Pretty droopy. But that, man, the money flow is all green, baby. It's all green. It's a great place to be. Here on the 4-hour, we can see that VWAP starting to curl back up. That's what I want to see. I want to see that play out into other bigger time frames. 4-hour just closed. Weak retracement bounce. Okay. It's okay. 2-hour, 10 minutes to go. Nice. Nice. So the 2-hour definitely looking for a rollover. Probably the sell-off we saw already. Lower highs on money flow. VWAP making lower lows. However, we see momentum down, momentum under the 0 line, money flow at the 0 line, and look at this VWAP. That VWAP is looking to push price back up, in my opinion. That could take a few more hours, though. Doesn't have to necessarily be like in 9 minutes when this closes, but I think that's going to look to push price back up. Since we have a 2-hour close that I will maybe with a little bit of bias say that indicates some kind of reversal, even if it's just a weak retracement, we can place our fib tool. Placing our fib tool, let's look for Confluence. Let's look for numbers that stand out. Nothing really super standing out here for me. I guess I could look, as we usually do, back to the 618. I like that the 618 sits pretty close to where today, hopefully the bulls can defend over the next few hours. Right at that daily bearish engulfing line right here. That again is at 68.3, 68.4. We do see previous support on low time frames here, closer to that 0.5. And so I guess as kind of a cop out, I'm just gonna put in this zone, right? I'm just gonna do this. It's kind of lazy, but also I think correct. That's the correct thing to do here. There's no like definitive breakout, I don't think. Lower low, higher high, maybe we're working on it. This all kind of changed since the live started. That 2-hour dipping into red money flow we see here on the 1-hour, we already hit it, and we're getting a little gumdrop. We're getting a tiny circular rounded, call it a gumdrop, money flow, red money flow. And usually we see a strong reversal behind this. We have momentum pinching as well. VWAP just rolled over, and we have our green dot. Those are some pretty good signs. I think further upside retracement in today is a very likely scenario, actually. That's looking more likely as we zoom in. Almost done with the low time frame. Don't worry. I wish I could just like chat with you guys the whole time, but then there wouldn't be any content, right? People would just be like, I don't know. Do I want to hear Tom just shoot the shit with people all the time? Maybe. Let me know. Let me know how you feel about it. It's like 45. I'm going to do these quicker. 45, really similar to the hour. Strong bully div here on some of these lower time frames, hopefully. Continues out to the 30. Looking very similar, actually, to the hour. I might have been a little too pessimistic on the rest of today. I'm liking this sell-off. The sell-off is springy. Unlike many of the sell-offs we've seen over the last 7 months, this is kind of reversing quickly. I think we have seen over the last year plus sell-offs happen and then price stagnate. Volatility drop to nothing. No interest in price, and we kind of just hang out there, float back up. This looks like maybe a little bit more eager bounce. I'm almost not used to it because it's barely been happening. 5-minute rolling over. Yeah, man. Looks like the bulls want to test that daily bearish engulf line. I wouldn't have expected that at the start of the stream. That's not a bad take. That's not a bad take at all. Hell yeah. All right. Through the analyses, getting back to the chat. We like your TA. We can chat after the alpha. All right. Fair enough. I have no idea what you just said. Learn with Zohab. Bye. Something. Pump. Right on. Shoots the best. What's up, Alchemist? Looks like bulls have control. I'm not sure why you would think bears have control at the moment. That's not towards you. It's just because I've heard people say stuff, I don't know, even over the last many months about bears being in control. The reality of this is we hit an all-time high and we've traded sideways. Neither bears nor bulls were really in control the whole time. This market was largely sideways. We did hit lower lows and lower highs, so we did have a downtrend, but that's already ended, or at least that downtrend ended here, right? This is largely just sideways. And the reason I say I think bulls are in control, and I'm not sure why you would say bears are in control, is because we just hit that all-time high. And when you zoom out, you see, okay, this is all higher highs, higher lows. And you zoom out more and you say, okay, this is all higher highs, higher lows. The whole thing. It would take a lot for bears to be in control. I would maybe say 52.6. 52.6 or lower. I'd be like, all right, maybe they're in control. But this has been largely sideways. It's like no definitive winner. We'll find out. We'll find out as time goes on. Low time frame there. Nice. Make this nice and big. There it is. Why do these look more transparent than they used to? I don't know. Maybe it's the sunglasses. Could be. Could be. All right. So what are we looking at next? I have a few things to pull up, a few things to show you guys quickly. But what else is spicy? I can't keep domain over all of the spice at once. CoinGecko is here. That's spicy. You pooped in the woods. Nice. Hi from India. Hello, India. Hi, brother. Bears have always been in control of the dumpster. Yeah. Yeah, true that. DOGE, yeah. Look at DOGE. I have it pulled up. What else? What percent Bitcoin do I keep in my portfolio? I have about 80%. I wish that were higher. Rip India. Shout out to all of our Indian viewers. You don't need to spam. When you spam, if I don't see it, if you send one message, I'm not going to see it if you send 100. Because I'm just not looking at the chat yet. Cosmo's been bleeding. Adam is up on the queue today. Jeet's in control. Yeah, Jeeters are in control probably. Imagine you shorted 50x at all-time high. Imagine you longed 50x at the bear market bottom. You'd have a much bigger gain. That's the thing. Mathematically, longs is just the winning position, at least in an asset like Bitcoin, where it's been moving up, been breaking higher highs for 15 years. On the downside, you're limited. On the upside, you're not limited. That can just continue up, right? Miss your streams, Vu. Why do you miss the streams? I'm here, brother. We never stopped. Chris Pax, not even a 4% pullback on Bitcoin. Yeah, that's what we said. It's like 2.8. We started it kind of going over that, getting some perspective. Can we look at render? Probably. I think so. The spam makes you bullish. Well, yeah. People aren't spamming in a bear market, really. Needs this smooth voice on spaces for this chop fast. Oh, Emperor. What's up, Emperor? Emperador Maximiliano. What's up, man? He's one of those TradFi space guys. Emperor looking for a sell-off. I forget what downside target you said, though. You're like 69 and then, I don't remember. We're down 2.8%, I think, today. It's the end of the world. Bitcoin been going up for 15 years. We're down 2%. My bad, not even 2.8. We're down 2 whole percent. That's two. Double. 1. 15 years of history. Let's throw it out. It's been a good run. It's over. What's up, Mike Volmer? I see you, Justin. Bitcoin 1 hour. Yeah. We're looking for a little reversey, a little upside during the day, maybe intraday. Retest that bearish engulfing daily candle here. I think we see it. Can I check alt layer? I don't know, Duncan Dan. Perhaps. Let's look at some things that I wanted to look at. These are going to be briefer. CME Bitcoin. We have some gaps to update, some gaps to close. We do still have a gap down here in 53 and 54K. I'm not sure that'll ever be filled. We'll see. Ever is a hard word. We have a tiny gap down at 39. We have the historical gaps farther out. As you can see, despite what people have told you, gaps do not always fill. They do not. But let's look at the gaps that are new. It is Monday. We have new gaps, typically. But we actually don't. CME opened up because it closed high on Friday. Sold off. No gap. Boom. Actually, kind of nice. Today's sell-off on CME perfectly filling Thursday into Friday's gap here. Overshot by about $5. Boom. This gap off the books. Let's get rid of it. Boom. Actually, this gap was incorrect. Incorrectly placed. I should be ashamed. Still a sliver here. About $100 gap below us from Wednesday. I think this still counts, right? Green closes up. No, this isn't a gap. I don't know why I put that there. Because green closed up, now opened here. There's no gap here. The gap would have been, yeah. Tiny little gap here, 66. No new gaps because we opened up, closed high, moved down. There we go. This should be cleaned up. That's no longer a gap. That was filled before we moved higher. Technically a small gap down here still. That is a $200-ish gap. $100 gap, $200 gap. That'd be crazy if this was a $300 gap. Wouldn't really be important, but it would just be crazy. All right, there's your CME update. What else I got here? What else I got for you? Dominance, okay. Really brief update to dominance. Obviously, we hit new multi-year highs on Friday, and with price, again, Bitcoin dominance and Bitcoin USD following each other. I don't know which one's leading, which one's following, but Bitcoin USD, Bitcoin, has been moving up virtually in tandem with dominance. Dominance seeing much smaller, less corrective downsides, but still following almost to the T, even on the daily time frame. I was kind of looking for a bounce from that previous high back in September. Looks like yesterday closed lower. We're moving a little lower. Might be looking for like 58.2. This previous lower high, question mark. Still very much in an uptrend. That's really the only takeaway. I don't have anything else to say about this. Very much in an uptrend, coming off a new multi-year high, as long as really the same downside target sits 56, 57%. If Bitcoin dominance drops below, it doesn't completely confirm that that rally is over for dominance and that alts are about to explode, but it would be, I would say, the first sign of weakness. That's what we're going to be looking for with dominance for our really strong alt signals. We don't have it. We don't have it. This is still painting higher highs, higher lows. Daddy Corn largely still in control. Positive flow on monthly Flagutibus. Is it for USD or DOM? D should not live. Worthless indicator. Which one? There's lots of them. What's up, Hoofty? I see ya. Verhoofty Floofen. Hello. BHF. What's that? Those gaps need some candle. Yes. Gap filler. What's up, bro? Need that 66 back test. 66. Really? We already hit 66. What are you talking about? We hit 66. We hit 66.8. Close enough. Saying 66 flat. Wouldn't be surprised. Wouldn't be surprised. You're looking for the high close. Yeah. I mean, 66 flat, sure. I don't know. None of this is worrying. None of it. I was saying, I already went over where I think the best entry, the best, highest probability of a bounce is. If this sell-off even continues. I already went over it. Let's see. Too long, fill gaps. Sounds like you guys are wild. You guys are wild. Getting old, yeah. I'm getting old. We're all getting old. Bitcoin is now a freaking teenager. All aging. You know, the actual part of aging sucks, but like everything else has been better as I get older. It's like I got more money, got more freedom, got more space, I don't know. Less friends, I guess. I could do better on that. I'm getting young. Lucky. Just rejected on the monthly. I don't know about that, my friend, Mr. Fry. Rejected on the monthly? Okay, you're looking here. Yeah, I mean 67.5. It's not a bad call. I'm still waiting for 71 too. Although, God, it's been so long. I've been looking for that quarter to get tested. Look at this. We almost did it last quarter. 71.3. Right here. We almost did it last quarter. I don't know, man. I think getting bearish right now for anything other than the short term is like just a weird idea. That's how I feel, though. You guys are allowed to feel however you'd like. Drink water only. I drink a lot of water. What's good? You guys saying if my candidate gets elected, we pump, and if your candidate gets elected, we dump. Bro, no matter what happens, Bitcoin's probably gonna dump. after the presidential election. Like, not like dump going into bear market, but like dump as in it's just too good of an opportunity to bait people out of positions. It's just par for Bitcoin's course, I feel. Whenever there's something people are like kind of anxious about in the future, whenever it happens, we pretty much see a dump. I don't think it matters at all who wins the election for Bitcoin. It's my opinion. Bitcoin don't care. I don't care. Sunchips wanted to look at BOBA. Not the prettiest chart. Not the ugliest chart. See the 20-cent entry on BOBA. Back test that again this month. 20 cent, looking for 60 cents. Could play it like this. You'd have to wait for an entry though. It already hit this month, but especially if you're thinking we see more downside. A lot of these alts that we're thinking, oh, it's not going to get that entry. A lot of them are going to get that entry. Those are the best ones, man. The ones you wait for, the ones you don't think will ever hit. They're the best ones. Get a great risk to reward there. I don't think anybody else wants to look at this, so I'm not going to spend a ton of time. I don't know. This is either an amazing play or just like going right back down to its bear market lows and setting lower lows. I don't know. What do you guys think? This is not super confidence building. You do have higher highs, higher lows on the day. Bull div off of your little yearly low here. Yeah. Either way, I think 60 cents is the upside target. You got 20 cents below you for potentially an entry. That's like a very small move, maybe 10%. 25 cents, decent take profit from 20 if you're looking for a quick scalp. I'll put an alert on this. Put a little alert. We got more charts. Don't worry. What's up, VJ Krishna? REEF is picular. Wondering when it bounces due? We could probably like a REEF. Fellow checkmark man, I see you. You know, I will pull REEF up because we were looking at it. There was some weirdness with REEF, but it is not going to be next on the queue. We've got charts that we need to look at more in the queue. Oh, we'll come back to you. We're going to look at the coins that are moving today. Why? I don't know, because it's usually what you guys want to look at. Adam. When are you going to actually do something, Adam? My loud. Adam, dude, this has been, it's like a Litecoin, like deja vu. I'm just kidding. Kind of. You just, every time I look at you seem like you're at the same price. I don't think this is the full history. This is Binance's perps, but we'll use this for now. Adam's struggling with $5. Psychological level, literal level. This was support. Was flipped, tested as resistance. Resistance held. $5. Get above $5, things start looking better, right? Things start looking much better. You get to 5, you break it, probably looking for like 7, maybe 650 good targets. I was hoping this had a little bit more. These are the weekly candles. We did close bullish Engulf last week. The market was hot, closed hot. I was hoping for a little more here. Maybe there is on the day. I think you could make the argument there is an inverse head and shoulder starting to play out, but I think you could also make the argument that you have yourself a gnarly little bear flag here, down at your lows. Not ideal. Why, TradingView? Why? Just keep putting the trends. I feel some people probably tune in just to watch TradingView troll me while I'm live. That's okay. I don't care why you watch, as long as you're watching, boys. Also, make sure, guys, if you're not in the Discord, jump into the Discord, discord.gg/TomCrown. Check out the links in the video description below to support the channel. Make sure you've subscribed and liked. We're just getting into the stream still, so welcome everyone joining us. What do you guys think? Bear flag or inverse head and shoulders? I'm going to put a little poll. Maybe this would be cool. It's not going to be a poll we keep up long. Bear flag, inverse head and shoulders. What do you think? All right, day's shaping up though. Day's shaping up. That 200 looks sticky. That 200 day looks sticky. I think price wants to go to it. I like this 20 and 50 kiss down here. I think the 100 is going to get in your way, as we're already seeing today, overlapping with that 5. We think we see maybe this. I think a bull flag or a bear flag and an inverse head and shoulders could still exist with this price action. Like, doesn't invalidate one or the other if this happens. I think Adam is likely to see this. Maybe the entry is like 450, because how I imagine this playing out is you reject from this big moving average. You see this bullish crossing, this bullish kissing. Little signal down here. The 20 comes up. It meets 450, right? Price settles down to it. It flips previous resistance to support, moves back to that $5, and then hopefully you gotta break it. You gotta break it then. You gotta break it then, you're looking pretty bad. But I think you do. And then you make your move up to wherever this 200 has settled in. So the longer this takes, the upside targets start to get lower. That's kind of how I view this. 60 votes, 57 inverse head and shoulders, 42 bear flag. What do you think? You only got a few more minutes because I'm going to close that poll. It won't make sense when I change charts. I think that's actually good. I think that's good. Stop. All right. God, that risk to reward is not what I want, but whatever. I think that's playable. What I like about this is it really can still be a bear flag, right? And this still play out because you can still hit that $5, reject again, or this could still be an inverse head and shoulders and you see it play out this way, right? Like back maybe to the trend line. Both are in play. It's Schrodinger's trading pattern. It only becomes it once you observe it. Up. I'm going to put my alert on Adam at 520. And let's do 4. 4 solid as well. It's going to be a good range. Really a break of either of those prices. Likely going to mean Adam is doing something. I like that. 75 votes, inverse head and shoulders. You got a second. While you're there, tap these placebo buttons for me. If we can all do this together, maybe we can summon more live viewers. Rip Adam. Yeah, Adam did not look great. Does not look great, but it was, at least when we went live, the top gainer of the day. It was worth looking at when we went live. Let's see. Refresh. In the top 100. That was the thing. I don't know what this is. Well, here's a great little learning lesson, guys. Even on CoinGecko, which has very trustworthy data for what it is. Like, I trust CoinGecko way more than CMC. Don't trust either of them, but CoinGecko, I think, has our interests out more than CMC does. This is currently the top gainer, right? 77% up today. Look at that volume. $101. What does that mean? It means that is irrelevant completely. This is not a top gainer. This hasn't gained. Yes, number on chart went up, but the 2% depth on this has to be like a penny, right? 2% depth, $0. I was very, very close with my penny. Also, Probit Global, I've never heard of this. I would not click that. Not going to click that. Not going anywhere near there. Godius Maximus. All right, at least you have some volume. 24-hour volume mirroring your market cap. Simon's Cat. Dude, what has the space become? Simon's Cat. What is this? Okay, at least it's listed. Got some depth. It'd be nice if you could not reset that every time. Checks. I don't know what checks is. FWOG. I don't know if FWOG is. AMP. Has anyone asked for AMP? Coin with no liquidity. It's not even suspicious, because suspicious would imply that, like, it might be trustworthy. No liquidity. It's not suspicious. It's confirmed bullshit. Like, confirmed a scam. Confirmed not real. Nobody asked for AMP. Anybody? Anybody? AMP? Anybody? Bueller? What's up, Crypto Steve-O? How you doing, man? I completely forgot about AMP too. It's been a long time, Ampy. I don't know when we looked at this last. Interesting. Clearly, we were looking at this before March of this year, probably back in January, based on me drawing this inverse head and shoulders. This is probably January, right? Left shoulder, right shoulder. Back test, neckline, bounce. Interesting. Kind of still following it. AMP is up big today, but we can see it's directly at that half a penny resistance. Or not half a penny, 0.05. No, yeah, half a penny. I'm right. Get out of here. Don't make me second guess myself. Right at that 0.05, half a penny resistance. Probably a bad time to look for a long on it. Probably a bad time. Good time, apparently in August. Wicked off of support, moved higher. I like this. I think right now is likely not the entry. There probably is. Oh man, nice. Nice. There probably is an argument to be made that you're looking for 0.085. Let's zoom in a little bit. Zoom in. This is not pretty. That's not very pretty. Not the ugliest, but not very pretty. Looks like bear flag, breakout. I think you see AMP kind of return right back here, unfortunately. I think you see it come back to that bear flag breakout. That's not a huge move, though. It's about 20% down. I think what that really implies is there is likely a better entry than right here, which is what I was saying anyway. So that works out. Oop. Connecting just our March high to our August low, we see our 618 right there at resistance, 0.085. I think whatever position anyone takes here, you could very reasonably look for a 0.085 take profit. I think that's very likely to happen. I'll say more likely to happen than breaking our low here at 0.028. Let me see how we might trade this. I don't think I'm going to take this trade, but I like looking at them. I like placing them anyway. Weekly money flow, actually, rather strong. No real divergence, nothing really of note there on RSI. Going down to the day. Perfect touch to 0.005. I think I could even say this. I even say that. I could even look for a short, 0.005. Going. Where are we going? Maybe like that. Maybe like that. And then where'd the long go? Roughly the same spot, stop below the low, targeting our 618 locally. That gives you a 4.5. That's not bad. A little short into long price action. All right. A double wham. I like it. This is daily look. Daily looks good too. Maybe I'm being too bearish on it. A lot of stuff's breaking out. I guess the reason I am being more specifically bearish is you're at a psychological level and you're at resistance. It's up a lot today. I can't actually tell what percent because TradingView's being a little bit of a doucher. Come on. Come on. No. No. Okay. Where's my bar change values? There it is. 22% today. Yeah. I like to be contrary when it comes to these pumps on coins, especially when they pump right to resistance. I think that, man, the long could work out, but that's just bad trading in my opinion. I'm going to put an alert here, let's say at the stop of this position. I'm going to put these trades in our private Discord area. We have a private Discord trading group that you can be a part of. All you have to do is sign up with any of the links in the video description below. It's free. No other way in. Can't pay to get in. Could charge, but I don't like making money. There we go. There we go. What do you guys think about AMP? AMP it's going to be interesting. If that alert goes off above 0.005, there might be some real stuff going on with it. See what other movers are going on. Hot has a nice little spike there. GigaChad. NPC, and it's not very spectacular. Woo, safe. Radium. What do we got on the 7-day? I haven't looked at the 7-day top 300s. Deep. Has anyone ever heard of Deep? I have never heard of this. I don't think anyone's ever asked for this. It's on Bybit, it's on KuCoin, it's on MEXC, it's on CETUS. All right. It's got exchanges. Son of a bitch, stop reorganizing these. 𝐂𝐴PEcoin been making moves. Anybody want to look at Ape? MPC SPX been blowing doors in. You got so still the other day, instead of coughing, you actually said cough. That is a level I'd like to achieve, my friend. I would like to achieve it. We'll like just barrel through some of these other ones I want to look at. Jupe has something I want to share with you because we've been waiting on Jupe. All the way back in September, we placed this trade. Unfortunately, Jupe never filled our 66-cent target, but it did finally hit our take profit at $1. Looks to have retreated from there, kind of furthering the pattern that I was just discussing of alts being up at resistance. I think this is a good thing. It's been a long time. Maybe some of the other OGs in the chat can back me up here. But there was a time, a much more bullish time than recent memory, where we would see this kind of seesawing between alts and Bitcoin. Bitcoin would like move up, alts would kind of get floored, and then they would move to resistance and they would kind of just seesaw back and forth. It's interesting. If Bitcoin does flip today and continue this week, we may be back in the old pattern. I don't know. But Jupe did hit $1, maybe rejected. It's not really down that much. Down 2%, really in line with Bitcoin. Not a lot of change there. That week closed pretty good, higher high. Maybe there's an entry at your weekly previous resistance, 91 cents. Looking for $1 again? I don't know. That's not a trade I like very much. It's not a Tom Crown trade. Actually, Jupe, I think Jupe is just looking for support here. Aren't we all? Aren't we all just looking for support? It's someone to lean on. Well, you can lean on me when you're not strong. That's a good song. It's not even retracing yet. Not even retracing. Not even at the 236. I'm going to reserve judgment. All I'll say is you're at resistance. Same logic applies to everything, right? We're not cherry picking when we say we don't like to long at resistance. We don't like to short at support. We don't cherry pick and say, well, I really like Litecoin, so I long it at resistance. No. Not how it works. Not how it works. We're at resistance. Short's the play, but short may get you cooked. I think you're going to see 90, maybe 89 cents here. You might be able to play that right back to $1. Jupe, easy peasy. Solana. And yes, we'll look at Solana versus Bitcoin. Bad Baptist. I didn't forget. Solana. Following the TA finally. Maybe doesn't appear that way right now, looking at it. But here, all I have to do is move some of these over, and it will appear much more that way. There you go. There it is. There it is. Boom. Very clean price action here for Solana. Incredibly clean. No, our take profit has not hit yet. It was a little ambitious at $200, but the entry at 126, still fire. Absolutely still fire. Where are we at? Up 30%, not a bad trade. I like what we're seeing here. Again, though, you're kind of like, we're at resistance. Going long, not always a great idea. But on this day, I already like this daily candle. Check this out. 162. We talked about this for weeks being the resistance. 162, 163. We said it keeps getting tested. The lows keep coming up. Our long looks good. $200, who knows how long it'll take, but that long looks good. Each time we test this resistance, it's weakening. And each time we test it additionally, the probability increases that it will break. Looks like that finally happened. Weirdly on Sunday. Nothing else. What else ran Sunday? I don't really remember anything running. I guess Bitcoin did into the close. But really perfectly touching resistance, coming back to the previous resistance, 162, maybe acting as support. I think what this suggests is you could look for a position long at 162. I think you're chasing this chart up at that point. I don't like to do that. But just as a concept, like everything is here, could look for a trade something like this. 162 to 200. people looking to scalp. Maybe you're looking just for 171, return to that high. I like this though. If we start to see Solana close candles again below 162, we can reevaluate. But at the moment, this thing's cooking. And I maybe see why Bad Baptist wanted to look at the Bitcoin pair, because this thing does look like it's cooking. Solana is gonna flip ETH, I feel. I feel like Solana's gonna flip Ethereum. And it's not because I like Solana. In fact, I don't like Solana or Ethereum really. But dude, this chart, this is FBTC, which is not requested. But we just keep looking at it and it just keeps inching up, right? Solana in this moment is at an all-time high valuation versus Ethereum. When we do the same analysis that we do on every chart, use our Fib tool when you're at all-time high, we get our 1618, our upside target, at 0.5, meaning half the market cap of Ethereum. The measured move sits right at the flipping of Solana to Ethereum. Now, here's what I wouldn't get my hopes up for, and I know there's no reason to really even say this, but whatever. I feel like I have to. I feel obligated. This, when I say I think it's going to flip Ethereum, that could take this whole cycle. That could even happen in like the bear market, right? The next bear market. But when I also say flip, a lot of you are probably going to get really big eyes. Your pupils are going to dilate. Your greed is going to start mooning. But when I say flip, what I mean is something like this. Something where it rallies, it flips, and that's kind of the blow off top. That's like the peak, right? Comes right back down. When people hear flip, they think this. Flipping, and that's when it starts really going up. Probably not going to happen. Not unless Ethereum like goes to 0 or something. Probably not going to happen. But I think the possibility of trading ETH to SOL 1-to-1 will exist at some point, and I'll even one up it there. If it happens, if SOL ETH hits 1, I'll sell all of my ETH and buy SOL. Or I'll sell all of my ETH and buy all of my SOL and buy Ethereum. I'll do it the other way. Do it the other way. Because the flippings, man, I don't know. They aren't very good bets. I've heard this is going to flip in that so many times in my life. How many times has it happened? Very, very rarely. Sol BTC, let's see. Where were you peaking at? All right, higher high. Higher high off the double bottom on the day, on the week. Higher high, yeah. I mean, it's getting there. It's getting there. It did. I think what I need to point out is this really ugly price action that looked to dump is pretty invalidated here. You broke out. You actually tested that descending trend. That's funny. You tested that descending trend, but now you have a higher high. You've invalidated this. Doesn't mean it has to go up, but you've escaped what I would say is like a really bearish setup. Solana reasonably in a smaller time frame could put on 6% against Bitcoin. Pretty reasonably. Maybe as high as 25, but we'd have to see dominance drop first. It's not dropping first. I just railed out some of them charts. I didn't mean to ignore you, chat. But I'm back, baby. Holding ADA. I got my ADA staked. I'm not going to move my ADA out of my staked wallet until, I don't know, like there's some meaningful sell. Until like it actually is an amount of money. It's just going to sit there. If that means never, whatever. I don't know. I lose some dollars. Yeah, if you have a coin, all right, this is actually very important. And we're going to rant about this for a minute before we do any other charts. Bad Baptist, thanks for tipping me off, man. If you have a coin that can be staked, okay? There are many. ADA is just one of them. Ethereum is even one of them now. If you have a coin that can be staked, that you are not actively trading, if it is a long-term bag and you don't have it staked, you are getting boned. You are losing. So people say, I don't know what the APY or APR, whatever the staking rate is for Cardano. I think it's like 4%, 5%. If you don't have it staked, you are losing 4 or 5% value every year. If you have any coins that can be staked and aren't staked and you're just sitting there, you're losing money. Stake them. You're not keeping up with inflation. That's what's happening. And so you are losing value. It's not just that like you're, I don't know, the extra staking rewards. It's that you're not keeping up with the inflation. Friendly reminder, go stake them. 4%, nice. I was right. What's up, Vincent? Medium rare stake, the best kind. AVAX asks Bregs, ADA. CEDA's good. I don't know. We looked at it a little bit. What's up, Sharknado? Coming in with, can we look at quantum stock? Look at qubits, QBTS. Coming in with this, you always ask for stocks. It's interesting. Stock channel. Just playing, bro. Closed above $1. Honestly, I'd be looking for, I don't even need to like look at anything. I'd look for that $1 again. Probably a decent entry. Week looks good. When this thing pops off, dude, whenever it pops off, it's gonna go. I don't know what this is. You say it's something to do with quantum. I don't know what this is, but when it pops off, it looks like it's gonna rip. We've already been watching this for like over a year via your super chat requests. Could be another year, could be a while. I don't know. But when this pops, I think it's gonna fly. I think it's gonna move up here to like $3-4 whenever this happens. Lord knows. I think you get an entry at $1 though. We got wrecked on the long. Money flow in the day looks good too. Man, the week and the day. We got wrecked at $1 before. Did we learn our lesson? No. Should we have? Probably, but I don't care. I think $1 is a play again, man. When it can really be that simple. Like stocks, crypto, you see $1. If it's above you, you look for a short. If it's below you, look for a long. Like, it can be that easy. 108. I feel like you could probably get one though, like closer to 1. Damn, that was such a good play. That was so good. Yeah, there you go. I think this was a really great trade. I got a lot of, like just a lot. It was a good trade. Just didn't work out. That's what happens when you get like a 3-to-1 risk to reward. Even the best trades only need like a 33% win rate to be profitable. Realist. Breathing if you hold your breath. I don't know what that means, but I like you. Popov. What's up, Mr. Meaner? Can we look at Neon MD? Name a billionaire that's not a psycho. Sorry, can't do it. I don't know any that aren't psychos. I do know that Donald Apolala subscribed. Pravjane subscribed. More Money Mo Options subscribed. Nielsen Santos subscribed. Kyle Gordon subscribed. Mr. 100 super chatted and I did not see it. I'm sorry, man. I don't know what's going on with these. If you're still here, my brother, it said, I'm not going to get scared unless we drop below 64.5. I guess we're dropping below 64.5. I'm just playing. You're leveraged up. That's your fear place. Damn, dude. You kind of just like summoned it. You just summoned 64.5, I feel. You just like willed it into existence. Jenny Andrika. We got a few more. Gustavison, 1977. What's up, bro? Zilvinus, another subscriber. Nice. Be like them. When you subscribe in real time, you will see this roll over. Make sure if you subscribe, you join the Discord. Check out the links in the video description below. All the goodies. Suey. I'm nervous. I'm nervous. We talked about potential entry at $2. We hit it again today. This was your previous all-time high. You can see here, these aren't failed trades. They're just unfilled trades. Sui just has not come back to previous resistance as support. That is a high-risk environment to be in. Also, what's kind of cool, all these fib retracements line up perfectly with horizontal levels. That's wild. It's a high-risk place to be in. We do tend to see stuff that goes on giant rallies kind of behave this way. Very limited pullbacks, virtually no pullbacks, rip. tend to rip and then dump, and then you go back and chase those supports. But all the way up here, you're longing very close to the highest price you've ever been able to long. I don't think this is a good trade. Even if it plays out, I would not take this. I don't like it. 2.5 to 1 risk to reward, 21% upside, 8% downside. I don't like that trade. Doesn't mean it can't play out, but I don't really like it. Money flow on the day looks good enough, nice and healthy, kind of the same as everything else in the market. Close here week. Interesting, SUI closed a red candle last week. Everything else closed green. Yet all those weeks before were green. Potentially getting a red dot up here in momentum. All-time high close, not all-time high RSI. A little bear div on the week. That $2 could work out. You're really chasing it up though. I think if you love this coin for some reason, I think you're going to get better prices on it. I think you will. I think you will before you get that face melting rip. I think you get better prices. Man. Good luck. Good luck. I ain't buying it. Somebody asked about Litecoin. Yeah, we're back to 70 bucks. Woo! Son of a bitch. They asked about it in the beginning. And you know me, I don't need a lot of encouragement to look at her. Back to 70. This is a good climb. But in typical Litecoin fashion, it's taking its time, nice and patient. Nice and patient. 2 days ago, traded above $76, setting another higher low, higher high, confirming, continuing the uptrend, maybe establishing some kind of neckline here, right? Multiple tests. All we need to see from Litecoin here is a higher low. That higher low could come all the way back to $66. It could find support right here from our support slash fair value gap order block, whatever you want to call it, rejection, whatever you want to call it here, previous resistance. Be looking for, hopefully, for that to hold. If we lose $70 in any meaningful capacity, probably coming back to that 66, 67, let's be real. I bought some Litecoin. It was at 71 recently. It was the first buy in a long time. At 71, should have waited. Should have waited, man. Nah, we'll see. And we'll tell. Ooh, that doesn't look bad though. Money flow, higher highs. I think we see a retracement. I don't think it goes below 66. That entry. That might have been the entry. Nice little 13% gain on Litecoin. I don't know why it would stop here. Why would it stop here? Like, in a bigger picture, at least 80, at least back to your support, right? I don't know. Someday I think Litecoin will go past 420. I think Litecoin will trade at 4 digits. Whenever that happens, man. I've been holding it almost a decade. I'll hold it another decade. I don't care. It kind of looks like a sweep though. Maybe like sweep 70 and run. Or just fall. Whatever. Whatever, Litecoin. You do you. I'll be here. Look at that inefficiency just down. Damn. Broke support on the day for LTC BTC. I was hoping that would hold. That's not a great sign. I'm just going to set this alert. That's enough Litecoin. I'll come back to you. Doge I forgot about. I'm sorry, fam. I know a lot of you wanted to look at it. We'll look at Doge now. Doge BTC. First up. Where's the arrow? Here's the arrow. Doge BTC. All right, there's the arrow. Money in the bank, fam. Money in the bank. Doge BTC hitting our resistance target. Very simple brain dead TA. Just looking at that. Bearish order block above at 218, 219 sats. Touched and retreated. Doge just needs a higher low against Bitcoin. Doesn't really matter. Doesn't really matter. Even today, it's not that bad, actually. That's not even a very strong rejection. If it closes just 1 sat higher, you got a bullish order block. Damn, actually. I must set an alert. Set alert above 220 sats on Doge. If it breaks that, that's likely going to be the signal that it is moving up to that next resistance. So here we are at 14.5. Closed above twice. Now trading lower, but are we lower than the day before? No. Still higher low versus yesterday after a higher high. Still probably looking for 12.5 cents. Let's see. Where did I get that from? To resistance. Doge looks great though. I think Doge looks really good. You broke your high all the way back in July. You put a low, a lower high, a higher low, a higher high, a higher low. Now a higher high. You've confirmed an uptrend. Doge could retrace. We'll see what the corn does. We'll see how it fares against its BTC pair. 12.5 cents, maybe an entry if we get down there. Next resistance. I don't think 18's right, but let's see. Is that from the month? If it's not from the month, that's not right. I knew something didn't look right there at 18. Hold up. 786. Probably where it's from. Maybe that is close enough. Maybe we'll leave it 18. Yeah, maybe we'll leave it 18. If Doge BTC breaks this pair, or if Bitcoin just keeps on going, 18.35 cents, probably not a bad shorter term take profit target. Again, just to reiterate, 20 to 25 cents. This is the boss, big boss resistance. This is really all Doge has in its way. I like this climb. It's a very strong climb. Our lows are coming up. We just have to break past our March high here and get through 25. Extends about up to 27. Break through there, and I think you're back to all-time highs. I think you're probably looking for higher all-time highs. That's some big upside. Sitting at 14, looking for 75 is almost 500%. All you have to do is get through in 26 cents. And if you're asking why 26 cents is so important, well, 25 is always important. But this isn't just made up. This comes from somewhere, and that's the monthly time frame. Not only is our 618 retracement there, golden fib, but look at these months coming off that all-time high in 2021. Look at this sideways trading, this barcode trading. Consider how many kind of FOMO retail traders got trapped in those 6 months. Price then pretty inefficiently fell, reached what in hindsight became the bear market bottom, and now we are back targeting that resistance again. But all of those trapped buyers, with obvious exceptions, will look to get out of their losing positions, just logically. Not all of them, but that's just the way markets work. This support will flip to resistance. And if you can get above it, there's very little in your way back to that all-time high. I think Doge has a very promising, a very solid looking bull market ahead. Just taking his time. It's taking his good old time. Wow, look at this too. You don't see that often. Little green dot on the month. VWAP at 0, money flow coming up. I think Doge is a pretty good bet. Pretty good bet. Back to the corn. Higher low. Trading sideways while we're live as it usually does. Typical corn price action. Man, we're coming up on 2 hours here. It's been a long day already. I had to change my voter registration. Then I had to talk to Bybit about Dubai next month. It's been a long day. Gold correction. Yeah, we'll look at gold. Good idea. Gold maybe on its first red day. Maybe on its first red day. This trend line moves depending on how big of a time frame you use. It's kind of annoying. Is it because this is in regular? No, it's in logarithmic. Right around that trend line though. I mean, this is where we're kind of looking for gold to top out. It either tops out here at like 2,700 or it goes on to just behave very differently, I think, into the end of the 2020s. If gold doesn't top out like this month, I think gold is going to look to like double over the next few years, like quickly. I would not necessarily start yelling that gold is topped out at this point. You only have 1 day of trading, not even 1 day of trading. It's like your first red. You very reasonably could find support just back at our trend right around this, right below 2,700. This is a very small price range, even though it looks big. Mostly because gold's really strong week last week, closed 2% up. But if it doesn't catch bids down here at like 27, I think we're coming back down to pay the piper. We'll see like what happens at 2,500. We'll see if it even settles down lower. What's it doing here? Looking pretty crappy. Zoomed in. That does not look very strong. Doesn't really look like any of this previous price action either. Maybe like this a little bit. Boom. Gold, you bore me. Anyway, fam. I'll pull up. I'll just pull up AVAX, see if anything stands out. Nothing really stands out. It's kind of just trading sideways, bro. An entry at 23.72. Could be. You haven't tested resistance above 32.88. Support at 23.72. AVAX hasn't really done much. Hadn't done too much. I do like that it continually tests what looks like $30 as resistance. Your lows have come up, and it's painting a bullish pattern. Continue that higher low pattern, and I think you're looking for higher. Doesn't scream spice to me, though. It's not like the most compelling chart. I said we'd look at REEF, but we're getting into the stream. We're about almost 2 hours in. It's Monday. REEF fell pretty unexpectedly after we looked at it the one day. We looked at it up here at a penny, and I said, man, now's not the time to go long. I might even be looking all the way down here. Funny, if anybody remembers this, if anybody was here that day, look at this freaking entry, man. Where's the thing? There it is. 81% down, and it took the course of 2 days. 2 days, 80% down. Welcome to crypto, baby. Welcome to crypto. If REEF doesn't hold this and doesn't retrace, doesn't come back up to like half a penny, it's going back to its lows. I don't know. This thing looks like it rugged. It looked like it rugged. I don't know if it rugged. You guys tell me. But it's down 80% 2 days after we placed this. This is why. This isn't always going to happen. It's not always going to drop 80% in like 24 hours. But this is why we say we don't long at resistance. We don't short at support. Because this can happen. And it tends to happen at resistance, right? The inverse is true of rallies. REEF looks rough. Rough REEF. Rut row REEF is what Scooby-Doo would say. Beautiful. Beautiful 618. If it can hold the low there, it's going to inch back up. But I think there are better bets. POPCAT trading sideways under all-time high. Still looking for entry at $1. Time will tell. This looks pretty strong. If POPCAT breaks 150, it's likely to move up to $2, $2.50 range. Quite a little move, I would say. This is Well. Some of you guys have been asking me about this a lot lately. Well does not look bad. Closed high yesterday, now back testing those previous daily highs at 0.55. Wick on the low. I think you get an entry at 0.5 if it comes, even 0.55, not terrible. Below that, I'm not really loving it. Upside target 8 cents. Ethereum, someday it'll do something. Ethereum's starting to feel like Litecoin now. It's like someday it'll move. FTM. Ooh, FTM hit resistance again, 80 cents. Nice. Potential entry at 68, previous resistance. It probably just target back to 80, but $1 looks pretty fresh on FTM. I think we're going to get there. SNEC closed above $1. Nice. Nice. Whoever was looking at this on Friday made some money, bro. Well done. Link. Link almost at entry here today. If 1150 comes on Link, that might not be a bad entry. Potentially looking for 15. This is climbing back up. Slowly but surely. MicroStrategy. Here we go. We look at Bitcoin chart all day. We can look at all these charts all day. MicroStrategy. As soon as this breaks its all-time high again, that is going to be the most compelling signal for me that Bitcoin is going to breach back up to those all-time highs. 227, it was achieved the 14th of October. Look at this. Retraced, gapped up, lower high, higher low, higher high. Send it back to 227. MicroStrategy is wild, man. Break your all-time high, look for 257. Reasonable. Turbo, what are you doing? Turbo, lower low. Oof. That trade might be in trouble. That trade could be in trouble, actually. Backtesting that previous all-time high. Hold here, aim for 2 cents. Lose here. I mean, you got this order block in the day at a 009, but I think you got a better shot of a bounce down at 0077 for Turbo. What is this? MPC. MPC also kind of like POPCAT, chilling there near its highs, not doing too much now. You'll notice if we are entering the old school bull cycle, you'll see alts make really big moves. They'll break all-time highs and then it'll just sit there. And they'll just do nothing, kind of like MPC and POPCAT are doing. They'll do nothing. And what happens, it's kind of like outside of TA, but what happens is they just sit there doing nothing for whatever amount of time it takes for people to be like, oh, got to jump onto something else. And then they end up running. And what happens, or like the result of this, is that retail will jump into coins at all-time high. They'll move down a little bit, or they won't move at all. They'll move just, probably they move down from they bought it. Then they leave that coin at a loss to jump into another coin at all-time high and repeat the process. And what you'll find is they kind of surf the tops. They'll jump from one to the other, taking losses and losses and losses and losses until like they finally hit one and maybe they get back to like close to what they started with. But it kind of feels that way. We're seeing coins pop off at different times and then move sideways. Starting perhaps that seesawing. WIF still struggling with that descending high trend. This short now looking good again after looking bad. I don't know. Struggling. Not really following the rest of the market. Wow, the dollar. Wow, this is some of my best analysis ever. It's going to be on this dollar, man. Called the bounce, called the, hopefully called the retracement here. Dollar heading for 104.1 in style. Moving. That is a very tested previous support coming in to be tested as resistance. I hope it gets rejected. That looks like we're going to find out this week. Definitely looks like we're going to find out this week. Thing is going. There we go. We have looked at quite a few charts here. Bitcoin doing its thing, aka nothing. Not doing diddly. And you know what it's waiting for. It's waiting for the stream to end. We are live here Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 1 p.m. East. Taking requests, keeping it calm, trading rationally. We got 132,000 subscribers. Well, we're about to hit 133,000 this week, I'm sure. What was I going to say? I was zoned out. Make sure you've joined the Discord, discord.gg/TomCrown. Sign up with any of our partners, whether the links are in the Discord or here, and you will get into our exclusive trading group. It is a private group. You can only get in by signing up using our links. Shout out to Lux Algo and MetaSignals, our sponsors. You can get free trials using my links in the video description below. Make sure you've subscribed, enabled notifications, liked the stream, join the Discord, and make sure you're going to join us on Wednesday for the next spicy event. That's going to be it for me, guys. I'm supposed to do voiceovers. My voice is toast. What's up, AD Row RBST? Subscribe in the last minute. I see you. I'll catch you guys Wednesday. Jump on the Discord. I'll be chatting a little bit today as soon as I get through some of my work. Is there anything else I missed? I feel like I'm missing something today. You guys ever have those days where you're like, I feel like I'm just forgetting something? Maybe just one more shout out. I'll be in Dubai next month. Join me if you're around. I'm not selling tickets for it or anything. I'm just telling you guys, promoting it. I'm going to be there. November 8th to the 10th with all these great speakers and YouTubers and etc. It's going to be a good time. Shout out to Bybit for getting me there. And I will catch you guys on Wednesday. I love you all.